Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a Legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video. And I'm playing Turbo Doomsday once more. I've made a few adjustments. So since the last video I released, I played some more leagues and I just could not get the deck to really hum, especially like I won an incredible amount of game ones, which was interesting, and then I just lost so many post-boarded games. I lost a lot of the time after having resolved both Vexing Bauble and a Doomsday, which feels like I'm doing something wrong. So after like setting fire to a bunch of like play points and just I kept losing, I decided I needed a little bit of a break. So I decided to tweak the list a little bit. I just did not like playing with Vexing Bauble. And I think it can be one of two things. It can be that I am just not proficient, and I need more reps. I need some experience or whatever. And it could also be that the deck or the card just isn't that amazing of a fit. Or maybe it's just more of a surgical tool for exactly like Demir tempo or tempo variants, and not so much versus other stuff like other blue decks. Anyways, I feel like Defense Grid is also very nice versus tempo. So I'm playing a list that looks like this. I've made a couple of tweaks to the main deck as well. Um, I did feel like I did lose some amount of time to the like deck is full of questionable cards phenomenon. So I've cut a couple of cyclers. I decided to remain on 4 personal tutor, although it doesn't behoove me that much. I went up to 4 days, went up to 3 pedal because I really think that is also part of what makes this deck good. I cut the Knight's Whisper. Actually, you know what? I just made a couple tweaks to the sideboard before starting to record, and I had 2 free slots, so I added 2 shouldered. But I think what I actually want is so changing things on the fly here. JACE Wielder of Mystery, because I was talking to my friend Kai about this, and he has been having some good results with JACE, and I don't think we want one shoulder. That seems just a little bit too random. So what's the 15th card choice? All right, I've actually decided to add a copy of Massacre. It's a little bit on a whim, but there are a lot of Savannah and Tundra decks right now, and a lot of them play, especially Nadu decks, play creatures that have butts no bigger than 2. And yeah, just the Jace thing is to have a win condition that completely sidesteps Consign to Memory, completely sidesteps creature removal, obviously, but also like stifle effects just in general. I think that's the most important thing. It's Consign to Memory. I was gonna say yeah, Dress Down as well, but I don't think that's played that much. But it is nice to have this option. This as soon the very moment the popular decks start playing like red for Pyroblast, I think this instantly becomes untenable. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. I know Kai had some nice results with it. All right, we're on the play for round number 1 with a unremarkable, but you know definitely keepable hand. So let's go ahead and keep that. Opponent mulligans to 6. If this is fast combo, having double force is certainly you know a place I'd like to be. Okay, would not appear to be unless it's the mirror. I'm guessing it's Demir something. No, okay. Ignoble Hierarch. Okay, I'll let that resolve. Oh yes. Okay, so my best guess is that this is like Nadu Elves or Cradle Control. But I thought maybe those 2 decks had sort of like I don't know, come in like merged. A Reclaimer, okay. So we have to be mindful. We have to get the 0 cards because like Reclaimer getting Talon Gates is how I got a little bit ago. I could Force of Will this, but I don't think I will. I think we can be fast enough here. Collector Oof. Okay, I'm gonna fetch and get Undercity Sewers here, and then decide what I want to do. Petal. So I'm going to keep Lotus Petal on top. And then I'm going to Force of Will, Collector Roof, pitching Daze. And then we're going to put Doomsday on the stack next turn. And so what I'm going to do is build a pile that is basically a land that I'm going to fetch out with Delta. I don't expect them to have some sort of Pithing Needle effect in the main deck. So I'm going to put, we can just make it a basic island. And then I'm going to have Thassa, and then I'm going to have some Cyclers. So, I mean, maybe taking one edge is safer. Am I more worried about my life total than them somehow wastelanding me twice? I guess if they wasteland me twice, I'm just dead. The pile here is not getting around that. Okay, I've changed my mind then. So, yeah, let's build this pile. So we'll put basic island on the bottom, and then the Thassa, and then all the Cyclers, and we'll pass. We're at an effective 8, effective 7 if we also want to Force of Will, so, and then we're cycling once, so we're at an effective 5 right now, which is still less than what they could deal us even if they switched on the +2/+2 on this one. Yeah, so what would be bad here would be like if they had Wasteland and like Boseiju, that just kills us. Okay, so they're keeping up the Reclaimer. That lets, I understand that because they can't kill me this turn, and that lets that gets them the Talon Gates trick in case I don't go Hellbent. Hellbent, I mean, you know, Library Hellbent. That's not a thing. So yeah. Also, how does this work? You can put it into play, but that costs 4, so. Alright, I think I'm just gonna not get cute and make sure my library is completely empty before putting Thassa on the stack. Not that I think they can do anything about it, but if they somehow are able to like cast a removal spell for free and then also get Talon Gates, I mean, that's obviously not going to happen. Okay. So the only thing that I think they could have here realistically is Endurance, which we have Force of Will for. And they can't have double Endurance. They did have Endurance. So I guess like if they have Veil of Summer right now, that gets us. Alright, cool. So I don't think I have that much for this deck. I wonder if the Massacre is worth a punt. Like Jace doesn't really beat Endurance. Like Endurance still tucks your graveyard, so but it does stick around and can then win on like a later turn. Just for the sake of like for science, I feel like boarding out one copy of Thassa and boarding in one copy of Jace. Oops. What was that? Oh, that was nothing. Okay, so we saw the black mana from Ignoble Hierarch, which may or may not mean they could be a Bowmaster's deck. I've added a copy of Thought Scour to primarily to be like get 3 cards into the deck without drawing more than 1 card versus Bowmasters, because I've just been facing so much Bowmasters yet, and it's not ideal, but that was sort of the tech that came to me, and it incidentally also is pretty good in the mirror match. But do we want that? This feels like light sideboarding, huh? So if we want these two, and I've already boarded out Thassa, maybe we can like board out a Daze on the draw. Yeah, I think still like we do kind of want it to be fast here, but then also we do need to contend with stuff they have to interact with us post Doomsday, like more endurances primarily. So is this a fast hand? Well, I mean it's not, but it's also like a pretty good hand, I think, a decent enough hand. So we'll also see, like they could still be like I don't think Nadu plays Elvish Reclaimer currently. I don't know, maybe some iteration of it does, but none that I'm aware of. So it probably does not have white. So maybe the Massacre is a little bit too hopeful, but Hey, it's a 4-mana spell. We can still wipe their board. All right, they mull to 6, so I'm keeping. Ooh, they're down to 5. Right. Okay. Let's see what they got here. Once upon a time. And they revealed endurance. Okay. Good to know. And I guess we're getting Thoughtseize. Sure. So they could take our Thoughtseize here, leaving us unable to take endurance. No, okay, they took Brainstorm. I guess like Brainstorm is always annoying to leave in a hand. Ooh, but look at that. I mean, this is turn 2 Doomsday against my opponent's 3-card hand with a known endurance. So I think we just play this out. Take the Doomsday, play Petal, because if they have another Thoughtseize, then that is the only thing that actually lets them disrupt us here and stop us from casting Doomsday. Alright, they have Reclaimer, they have Cradle. Wow, that's brave. So right now, okay. They're not concerned about Doomsday then. Okay. I think we just have to go, right? So we cast Doomsday, they have 1 draw step, and if they don't, kill us basically. Yeah. So let's see here. Assuming they don't like draw a Wasteland or a crop rotation for a Wasteland, there is a world where they discard this Thoughtseize, and then they have Hardcast Endurance. We have to factor for that. Okay, how about this? We make a Brainstorm pile that kills with Jace. Can we do that? I think we need 1 more mana, unfortunately. No, we don't. I think it's good. So Brainstorm, LED. We have the Consider in hand. I'm not sure we need that. Jace, maybe another Cycler. Let me just see if I can work this out. So Brainstorm draws Jace, LED plus a Cycler. Then it cycles into. No, but that doesn't work because then we also don't have mana to Thoughtseize, and then we're just like not cold to the endurance, but then like the endurance is a problem and we don't beat it. Our graveyard is completely full by then. So I don't know, maybe we just make this all about cyclers, and it's also annoying if they get to Collector Roof here. I think we want the Thassa. So let's see. We don't need Brainstorm. Maybe just another Cycler. So let's say we cast Thoughtseize, take Endurance. Then if they, yeah, that's no good, because then, like, so we take the Thoughtseize, the Endurance, I mean, but then they have the thing, the land that phases it out, and Endurance will tuck the, will tuck the Doomsday. So maybe we need, like, another mana. Let's see here. So we draw a land. We cast Thoughtseize. They tuck Doomsday with Endurance. We Thoughtseize nothing. We have 2 untapped lands. We use one of them to cast Consider. We bin like Street Wraith and draw Edge of Autumn. Nope, that's also no good. So then we do need Brainstorm. Jesus, this is like more complicated than it ought to be. Yeah, I think this works. I hope it works. We draw Brainstorm, we cast Thoughtseize. Deck then becomes Doomsday on the bottom with Thassa, 2 Cyclers, and Lineside Diamond on top. We have 1 untapped mana. We cast LED, we cast Brainstorm, and then we draw a Cycler, LED, and then we can I think this can work. Yeah, let's give it a go. A lot of things can go wrong. They can like the chief of which is that they either discard us or that they find Green Sun Zenith for endurance, not endurance, for the thing, the the creature collector roof is what I mean. Okay, but they didn't. They just found a land. All right, so they have to keep open probably all this mana, right? Because they want 2 mana that can be Arbor and Bayou to activate Reclaimer, and that still leaves them with 3 to hardcast in the endurance. Okay, no. Then I think I'm just safe to do whatever I want, and it was all a big concern for nothing. Okay. Let's Thoughtseize, you cast Endurance. My deck becomes a 5-card deck again. Sure. Doomsday goes underneath my deck. I cast Brainstorm. Okay, so we can put back both Duress and Consider. Yeah. All right, this is gonna be cool. Let me show you. I think it will be cool anyways. Yeah, it should be. All right, put back Duress, put back Consider. And we can still get to no cards in the library. Because then we... no, we can't, can we? So... Oh my god, my brain is exploding. No, we can. We can. All right, cool. So the thing is about holding on control here. I'm going to cycle both things. And then I'm going to sack LED. And have 3 blue mana. I'm going to draw the Consider. Then I'm going to cast Consider with the Street Wraith's draw trigger still on the stack. Put Duress in the graveyard, draw my Oracle, and then Street Wraith draws the Doomsday. Yay! We figured it out. All right, cool. All right, on the draw for round number 2 with a turn 2 Doomsday. Potentially, anyways. I'm gonna keep, but we might have to use this force, this personal to pitch to forest, but we'll see. Another basic forest deck. Okay, cool. Blue card. All right. Let's like part of me kind of wants to cast this Duress here, but I think this basic forest is unassuming enough. Let's go for the Doomsday, and then like if they don't wasteland us the next turn, we can go Duress and then cast Doomsday and be pretty well set up. Okay, Eldrazi. Eldrazi is not the nice kind of sea. You know what? I think I'm gonna force this, and this will let us leave us with mana to like take a Kozilek's command, not mana, but leave us with the possibility, first of all, to cast Doomsday this turn. We could, the reason I thought about not doing it was because I thought I might want to leave, yeah, like just take 1 turn off and then save my force. But the next turn they might go for like, I don't know, Cavern of Souls. And... Ooh, okay, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, let's take the second Chalice. Their hand gets unlocked pretty quickly, but it's not the, it doesn't, like, do a whole lot. Like, yeah, if they can start, like, kicking Myco spawn, then it's pretty bad, but the Thought-Knot Seers are going to do nothing. Alright, I'm going to put a basic island in the deck, and then a Cavern of Souls, and... Cavern of Souls would be... No, I'm not going to put Cavern of Souls. The only reason for Cavern of Souls is if they get to Chalice for 2, which they can't next turn. They can't both draw a Chalice and a, like, 2-mana source. So I think the only thing we have to, like, really worry about is Kozilek's command. But again, then they would also need, like, an extra mana. Let's say they draw Eldrazi Temple. They have 2, 4, 5. What's the deal with this one? It needs another, it needs like an extra mana. It needs 6 to kick, so we can survive 1 land. going. All right, cool. Island on the bottom, Thassa, Cycler. Okay, so they found a Lotus Petal, so now they can cast a Thought-Knot Seer, and they'll see my land, they can't take it, and we're off to the races. Okay, never mind, they went for Sowing Mycospawn and got a Wasteland. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. It's still not gonna beat this. Alright, let's cycle the night away. No, what the fuck? What the actual holy crappy crud fuck did I just do? Unbelievable. Oh, I'm sorry for the language. That was pretty bad. Hey, guess what doesn't get a basic island? It's Bloodstained Mire. Oh no. Okay. So now, yeah, this is pretty bad. If they hit any mana, they Thought-Knot Seer the edge. I can't use the edge because Thassa is on top. I suppose I could shuffle. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to shuffle. That takes me to 4, and they can only deal me 3. And then there's a 50-50 chance that I cycle into the island and we don't lose. And this could all have been avoided if I had just looked at the Bloodstained Mire in my hand. Alright. Let's go. Let's go. No, this doesn't even work! Oh, crap. Yeah, no, of course it doesn't work. I'm just a dingus here. Ah, my God. Got too many things going on in my head, I think, to concentrate on this. I don't know. That was terrible. No excuses. All right, let's go for the sideboard. I like Chalice a little bit. I don't hate having a Jace instead of an Oracle. I don't think it's gonna come up, but like, I think I would have to go look at the text on the K command, but I think it dodges the K command. Let's board out a Duress, board out probably a Daze, maybe 2 Dazes. Yeah. Oh my God, that's gonna haunt me. That Bloodstained Mire. I even like for a second was like, nothing can go wrong from fetching Basic Island, right? No. All right, let's see if we can bounce back from that. I mean, against the Wasteland deck, I'm gonna keep. We're like a Dark Ritual away from Glory. Although we've seen how Glory works when it's me playing. Let's find another land or a Dark Ritual. Not a consider, please. Okay. I'm gonna play LED. There's a chance they could go like Chalice for 0 if they can't make 2 mana on turn 1 and they have like 2 Chalices or something. I could see them doing that. There's Ancient Tomb. I am going to force a Chalice so heckin' fast here. I'm going to pitch the Personal Tutor. Although if they then have Thought-Knot Seer, I'm going to wish I had like a redundant copy of Doomsday. But alright, Dark Ritual or land, please. Well, it's a land. And I'm going to cast Ponder here. Honestly, I think we can do better. I know there's a land there, but I'm just really concerned about Thought-Knot Seer right now. And if I do get Thought-Knot Seered, I just don't want to be drawing multiple lands. Alright, let's get Underground Sea and cast Ponder. That was actually just what I wanted here. So I'm gonna take Force of Will, and then I'm gonna draw the Bloodstained Mire, the card that inadvertently I ended up killing myself with last game. Love them not to wasteland me. Okay, that's fine. I hope they also don't Spirit Guide out a Mycospawn here. Okay, I'm gonna let Fleshraker resolve. And then I'm going to put Doomsday on the stack. I'll drop to 8. And hopefully between Force of Will, I'm able to not die here. Let's so we could get Jace. So let's say that we draw Edge of Autumn, and then we Edge of Autumn into another another Edge of Autumn. The problem with this is if they have like Cavern of Souls plus Petal and they play out the Petal first, do I ever see that coming enough to force of will it? Because if I don't, then they can kick the Myco spawn, and that means I can't double edge. But Street Wraith, this also just feels a bit risky here, but alright, let's try it. So, Edge of Autumn into Street Wraith into Jace, and then Jace mills. I guess we can make it like that he mills some lands, and then we draw from an empty library. I guess then we might as well make one of the lands into Thassa's Oracle, just in case things go south. Yeah, let's try this. So we'll put, I guess, Thassa and Cavern as the bottom cards, then Jace sandwiched in the middle. All right, let's see if we can win this. Okay, that was not a Cavern of Souls, so I'm happy about that. I am worried that they might burn us out here. That heralds the end. So that makes a 0-1, and then I think maybe I'm supposed to force here. I'll be at 6. I need to, yeah, maybe I just wasn't I wasn't supposed to, I don't know, maybe I don't force. I'm not sure how much this enables. Oh, it also pumps this guy. Yeah, I forgot about that. So I'm at 4 right now. 3 actually. Okay. Okay. I think I'm just supposed to I'm gonna ponder instead of cast Street Wraith. So this is gonna cycle into Street Wraith, and I'm gonna sack this for blue. There's a pause here. Okay, so I'm gonna draw Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, and let's see what they think about that. Like, I guess if they have Disruptor Flute, that gets me here, because then they can just name Jace. Alright, I'm going to mill 2 cards and then draw a card. And that wins me the game. Sweet. Alright, cool. Kind of feel like that I was cutting it close. I wonder what the last cards in their hand were. They had 4. I think we just resubmit here, if I'm honest. Ooh, this is a mulligan. An opponent found 7 they liked. Yeah, I'll keep this. And I will bottom the Street Wraith, I guess. Eldrazi Temple and Petal. So if this is a Chalice, that's okay. I think I can't force this because I think they have a Chalice for 1 as well. I mean, it sucks because it's going to make whatever combo turn we have be quite a bit slower than it needed to be. But my mono 1-drop hand needed some help there. Okay. Well, we'll see. It depends on how much they can just build on this. Oh, Wasteland, okay. I have lands, so that's good. I'm gonna play out Misty in case I decide that I want to get basic island, basic swamp here. Okay. That's not 4, which is kind of the clutch number. Fleshraker, okay. I mean, that can make things turn south pretty quickly. And that was countered, so that's at least something, but it did make a 0-1. Oh, maybe I was supposed to surveil there. Well, never punished. So what's the take here? Do I get basic swamp? Or do I get underground sea basic island? I think I do the latter. Then I might as well get 2 underground seas, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna drop to 8. They can attack us down to 6. And then any thing. Alright, how about if I draw an Edge of Autumn, edge into Daze, or rather cast Brainstorm. getting like Thassa and a Petal. Maybe this is just dumb because like if they have Thought Not Seer, then this is a surefire way to lose. If they have another Chalice, that would be a bit unlikely, but then they would also need another mana. So why don't we just go for something that sort of powers through the deck? Oh, I can't get Petal. They have a Chalice for 0. That was a punt. Underground Sea. And probably not Daze. Maybe a fetch land. That's a damage though. I think we should be okay. So right here. I'm taking 3 damage from my own cards, putting me to 5. They attack me down to 3, and then if they can cast, they would have to cast 3 more spells. I don't think they can do that. So we draw a cycler. We cycle once. There are 3 cards left. We brainstorm. Yeah, let's try this. And is there a way where we don't immediately lose to a wasteland here? I don't think so. Well, we can't beat everything. I could probably have built a better pile. Building Doomsday piles in Legacy in 2024 is pretty tricky. Alright, there's a big pause for my opponent, which I think means they're looking through my pile. Oh, sorry, my exile zone, which I think means they're trying to work out what they can beat, or like they drew something, or they have something in hand already that kind of decides where they want to go with this. And is this Myco spawn? Then I think I'm just dead. Oh, Null Drifter. Okay, well they get to draw 2 cards, but I think that was almost as good as it could have been for me. They do get 1 free mana here, so I'm not sure, but they already made their land drop. I'm not sure what this could be then. Okay, yeah. So I go to 4, and let's cycle this and cast Brainstorm. We'll put back the Underground Sea and Thassa. And we'll cycle Street Wraith. If they can cast 1 colorless spell here. No, this is one other. Oh yeah, when you cast color spell, you make a creature. And whenever a colorless creature enters, it deals 1. So if they can cast a colorless spell, but do they have anything that costs 1 mana they could cast? I don't think so. Like, not at instant speed. The only thing they have is the K command, right? So we fetch down to 1. And we cast Thassa's Oracle. I like how this even beats... Alright, and that does it. We're 2-0. I feel like I kind of got away with that one. Like, losing that game 1 the way we did. And I felt like I definitely had to, like, dodge some bullets here for game number 3. Alright, off to round number 3. Alright, on the play for round number 3. And... yeah. Yeah, I like this hand. I think I'm going to turn 1... I'm going to keep, and then I'm going to turn 1... Thoughtseize. I'm going to, like, play Bloodstained Mire. No, because if I play Bloodstained Mire, fetch basic Swamp Thoughtseize, and I want to cast Personal Tutor on turn 2, then I can't cast Undercity Sewers on turn 2, which would otherwise be what I would want to do. So I'm actually gonna fetch Underground Sea here, just play into Wasteland. We do have 3 lands, so hopefully 3 lands and a ritual can get us through here. And I could just go balls to the wall and cast Personal Tutor right now, but I don't think that's correct. And like looking to go turn 2 Cabal Ritual. Ooh, wow, okay, it's Blue Painter. I guess I take... So if I take Lotus Petal, then they can't cast Emery. Maybe that's too cute. then they just play Grindstone, which is actually what I don't want them to play. So if I take Grindstone, then they cast Emery next turn. And then on the following turn they have Grindstone on. So it's sort of a problem whichever way this goes. I think I'm gonna take the pedal, actually. Get cute. Yeah, if they'd only have one Emery, I might just be interested in taking her. Okay, here's the Ancient Tomb and the Grindstone and another Grindstone. Okay. So I'm glad I didn't take Grindstone, but I guess, you know, it's kind of a hard game to play. I don't know. How does this work? We're gonna have to beat a Grindstone that's on. And so, okay, so they missed on their land drop. If they get another mana, then they can go Grindstone. Like I go Doomsday Pass, they end of turn Grindstone activate, and then they untap Grindstone activate, and then it has to be my bottom card. Okay, I'm gonna duress the Force of Will and then cast Doomsday, or not Doomsday. I wish. Gonna cast Personal Tutor. Yeah, we take the Force. Hand is Emery. And now they're gonna wet their lips once they see me Personal Tutor for Doomsday. But it might still be a game here. Alright. We would like them to whiff on mana here. Okay, but they don't. But that's at least only... Oh, I guess... You know what's funny? They could have activated Grindstone right now and taken my Doomsday. Put that into the graveyard. Instead, they play Emery. That's really interesting. Okay. I feel like I kind of was let off there. I think I'm going to cast Undercity Sewers, get that one out of the way. Because I think the Surveil might mess with what I'm planning to do. Okay, we can put Swamp into the graveyard. Doesn't matter. We're not going to get Threshold, and we wouldn't need it even if we did. Alright, so this is like pretty interesting. So I think we need both Thassa's Oracles here. I think we want a land that can be fetched. And then the last two cards I think need to be Cyclers. We're not facing any life total threat right now. Okay, so how about this? How about if we make the bottom card Underground Sea, then Thassa's Oracle, then a Street Wraith, then a Thassa, then a Street Wraith. So if they then activate Grindstone before we get a turn, it mills Street Wraith Thassa, and then we draw Street Wraith for the turn, can cycle into Thassa. If they let us draw the card, then we cycle Street Wraith. If they then activate in response, that mills, again, Thassa, then Street Wraith. The Street Wraith cycle resolves, and we get Thassa. If they don't do it, if they just sit pretty, we cycle Street Wraith into Thassa, we fetch blue to Delta into Underground Sea, and unless they have removal, then it's fine. Yeah, and they have the Aether Spellbomb, but they would need a blue mana to be able to activate that. But I could be missing something here. This is not super duper easy, so let's see how we go. This loses to them drawing Force of Will right now, I think. Or at least makes it less likely that we win. So I'm actually just kind of hoping that they play the pedal here and then activate the Grindstone like just immediately, and that they didn't draw Force of Will. Okay, but they're holding off. Okay, they let me go to my draw step. I don't think playing out the pedal or the Delta matters right now. I'm going to cycle Street Wraith. Let's see if this can prompt an activation. It did not. Okay, so I'm going to play Thassa's Oracle here. And let's see if it resolves. I have 3 cards in the deck right now, so I have to fetch. And if they have removal, they have removal. And the grindstones aren't going to work out for them right now. And okay, they concede. Sweet. So I don't really have anything in terms of artifact removal. They could play Consign to Memory. I don't hate swapping 1 Thassa for 1 Jace. Like, this looked like kind of 8-cast Painter, and 8-cast has not been around for a long time, but 8-cast played Chalice. I don't know that you play Chalice when you also are on Grindstones. And yeah, I don't know. Like, they are a combo deck, so boarding in Defense Grid is a little bit risky. Having said that, it's also pretty good to just, like, have the freedom of the city on our own turn. Fairy Macabre can mess with Emery, but that seems short-sighted. Unless exactly helping us not, like, die to the combo. I think I'm just going to board lightly. We'll see if they're on Chalice, I might change my mind for the for game 3. What's the cut here? Maybe I'll cut like a Personal Tutor and a Cabal Writ. Okay, opponent keeps 7. I'm going to keep this 7. It's pretty tasty. I think I might let Chalice resolve here if they have Chalice. Pithing Needle, okay. Oh, I don't know. Like, if this cold names Delta, I'm gonna be quite annoyed. I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith, though. That seems like a very likely thing they would name. And Pithing Needle resolves. Polluted Delta, yep. Lava Spur Boots, okay. And they get to see what we're drawing. And another Doomsday. Okay, so they know we have Doomsday. Yeah, I guess I take the Jace. Is that the take here? Like, if I have to force something twice, I think I would rather lose Jace to the force than the Brainstorm, but then I want to cast Brainstorm next turn. And I also want... Maybe I don't want the land yet. No, the land can wait. This is not my turn 2. Yeah, okay. I'm going to put Jace in my hand in case I need to pitch cast Force twice. Maybe even just for the first one. Maybe the Ponder is worth more than the Jace as things stand. But what I want is I want to cast Brainstorm next turn. And then Painter, yeah, you can have Painter. It's interesting they named Blue. Oh, so now my Polluted Delta can pitch to Force. That's actually a slight upside here. Okay, I'm gonna maybe then in that case, I'm gonna just cast Ponder here. I don't want to not be able to shuffle. Yeah, this does it, right? So we want the Cabal Ritual. Ideally, we want Duress, but I don't think we can. I don't know if they also play red mana. I didn't see any red, like anything that looked like red mana in game 1. So I think maybe I got a bit lucky they named blue. I think they could easily have named another color. Let's see. Yeah, Emery. Emery works. Emery's gonna like do the card advantage thing. And let's they don't have blue mana open, so they're not threatening like Flusterstorm. Okay, that just resolved. So what's the take here? We can't really get easily to the mana needed for Jace. The Polluted Delta is just a brick. Cavern of Souls. I think maybe we want like Duress to take a look at to check for Consign to Memory. And then like some cyclers. don't know. We want Lotus Petal. So we draw a cycler. We cycle into the Duress. We cast Duress. The deck is Petal, Thassa, Cavern. So we cast Brainstorm, draw those 3 cards. We put back extra Doomsday, extra, or like Delta and extra Force, and we have Cavern into Doomsday, into Thassa with Force backup, also having dressed them on the same turn. That seems delish. It does bank on them not being able to stop my Lotus Petal somehow, like Karn. Like if their hand is Karn plus Force of Will plus blue card, then I do have double Force, but then my plan kind of goes a little bit into the drain. Okay. We shall see. Love that they aren't representing a fast clock here, but they do have the Lava Spur boots. Which, by the way, they could have equipped Emery last turn and gotten a turn ahead with their Mishra's Bauble, right? That's how that works. Okay, so they get a Mox Opal here with Emery. They cast a Thought Cast. I think I have to let this happen. That's obviously not ideal. Here comes a land drop. 4 cards in hand, and looks like they're passing. Take 1. Sheesh. Okay, so let's do this. What do I lose to here? A hand with double Consign to Memory? Well, maybe. We'll see. So let's cycle the Edge and draw the Duress. And cast that. Target you. Okay, so they have Flusterstorm, Shadow Spear. They have nothing. They can bounce the Thassa, but I mean... oh, hang on, they can bounce the Thassa. Where does that leave me? Yeah, that's no good. Okay. So I guess I have to take the Flusterstorm here. Alright, that's cool. They have Aura. And I'm going to cast Brainstorm. And then I'm going to put back... oh, this sucks. This is like 2 whole turns where they can deal me damage and draw stuff and whatever. Let's put back... yeah, there's no way we can get to Jace either. Okay, so we put back Lotus Petal and Thassa's Oracle, I guess. And let's... maybe I was... actually, you know what? That was a very dumb play by my part. I should have just cast it now. Like, cast the Thassa now. They have to bounce it, then it's bounced, and then, like, it's a turn off. Because I'm at effective 5 here from my own Force of Wills if I need to use both. Thought Cast. I think I'm going to force that. That means I'm at 4. No, it doesn't mean I'm at 4. I'm at 6. I'll be at 4 when they attack. Does this give it plus anything? Yeah. So they choose Bauble. Okay. So you get the Bauble. So they know I'm drawing another Thought Cast. Still leaving them with mana to cast the thing. If I force, I'm at 5. Then they attack for 2. No, they can't attack. They can only attack for 1. So they attack me down to 4. That could be 3 if they equip. And then like Shadow Spear. they can cast and equip next turn. I think I let this happen. Unpleasant though it may be. There's a Seed of the Synod. Tameo. Sure. And still they can't use mana here, because then they can't bounce. So they draw a card. I think I just cast Thassa, right? I think we make them... Is there any benefit to not doing it now? They're representing 2 power next turn, 3 Lava Spur Boots, 4 with Shadow Spear if they choose to do that. I don't know that it matters. It gets a card out of their hand. I think I'm going to cast it. Like, they're not going to use the mana on it next turn anyways, because by then they'll know my library will be empty once I untap, so... This is basically just dealing them 2 damage and getting a card out of their hand for my 2 mana that I wasn't using anyways. And we pass. Do they have the measure to deal me 1 more damage? Like, if they draw Grindstone, then... Okay, they're putting Bauble in their hand. Yeah, I mean, we are going to lose to, like, a Consign to Memory here if they play it and if they draw it. But it looks like we're not losing to damage. And they're bobbling me. That Auto Aura would have been pretty grim on the Jace as well, huh? Okay, so we're getting, like, this is it. It's Consign to Memory, I think, or Bust. It's like Consign to Memory or, I don't know, like Dress Down or something, plus Force of Will. I don't think it can hurt to cast this Petal. The Petal you knew I had. What do you have? Do you have the Consign? I've drawn a lot of cards. They can draw another one with the Clue. They're paying costs. Tapping out looks like Consign. Okay, GG's. And replicate 1, so exactly enough. They might have had like a Flusterstorm or something with the Mox Opal. Okay. Yeah, that Auto Aura was a hell of a beating there. I wasn't playing around that at all. I think it probably wouldn't hurt to have more discard. But then again... Yeah, no, actually, you know what? I'm just going to resubmit like it was. I think it's pretty fine. It's good to be mindful of Auto Aura, but I would struggle to think they had more than like 2 at most in their list, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Heck yeah, this works. This is a clean turn 1 win with a Daze. It's if one was to be more cautious, it's a turn 1 Doomsday with a Duress and a Daze backup. But I think I'm just gonna go for the win here. This loses to double force, and it loses to them playing off the beaten path and not forcing the Doomsday, but then saving their force. But we'll see. So I'm gonna put Doomsday on the stack. If they have force, I expect them to use it here. I'm gonna Daze. They do have force. Force bitch Tameo. Okay, do you have more forces? If you do, then you probably win this game. But I mean, this is what we came for, right? Okay, Doomsday resolved. I'm gonna take that as a sign that they have nothing here. But Daze actually, hang on. Daze means I can't turn 1 this because my cycler requires a land to be in place. So many moving parts. All right. I think this means we just kind of take it like a little bit more slowly, but not by much. So what's the biggest punish here? It's like if they go turn 1 Grindstone, basically. All right. What else do we want here? More discard? Or like another Daze? So what does this do? So this draws us Thassa and gets that safe from a potential Grindstone. Then it draws just Cyclers into Cavern And then if that's the case, maybe we're just supposed to make this like the full 3 cyclers. So we draw a cycler. No, we draw Thassa. That's what we want to draw. Yeah. All right, good. Then I guess Cavern is on the bottom. And then we split up the Street Wraiths. We sandwich an Edge of Autumn in between so they can't like cycle or grindstone that out and get like a double hit on the grindstone. I'm gonna play the Petal. And we pass. Seed of the Synod and a Lotus Petal. Okay. And they just pass. Okay. Now we lose to... I am going to pass here. We lose to a... Holy shit. I am just not playing well. The Camera of Souls is my bottom card, so I can't cycle... Like, I can't cycle 2 Edge of Autumns. Holy shit. And, yeah, but I was going to say, before I just realized the punt I've made, that we lose to, like, Consign a Memory plus Force of Will here. So right now we cycle Street Wraith, draw Edge, cycle Edge, draw... No, hang on. I even screwed up this. I clicked through it. Oh my god. I wanted to look at my sideboard real quick, but that doesn't even make sense. I guess I need to look at here. Now my pile right now is another Street Wraith, another Edge. Yeah, and then the Cavern. So we have to hope against hope that they can't like grindstone us out and that they don't have Consign plus Force or like Consign plus Fluster. Something I am feeling like they could very easily have. Alright, let's cast this Duress here and see what's going on. Fluster plus Consign is my probably biggest concern. Yeah, I fucking Force of Will this. Do they have the Consign? Let's cycle and find out. Gosh. I feel like I am playing quite poorly. So I wouldn't begrudge my opponent from winning here. And could I have gone a turn earlier? I think I could. Because I'm sitting here with 2 Edge of Autumns. And that means they... Like, that was like a blue card they didn't have. Oh, but I got away with it. Holy moly. And I'm going to keep this hand. And I'm going to lead on Flooded Strand Go, I believe. My opponent mulligans to 6. My opponent is named... Their username is Flying Delver. I have not seen a Delver, flying or otherwise, in a long time. It's funny, like... I think there were, like... Delver gets printed, has its heyday... several years. It's just the best number 1, like, 1-drop. Then it has this middle period where it's like, I mean, there's DRC and Ragavan was there for a while, but Delver, I mean, it's still good enough, right? And then suddenly, like, well, this list only plays 2 Delvers, and now there's just, it's been outclassed. But who knows? It could make a comeback. Opponent, meanwhile, mulligan to 5. Hope they're not on like some gruesome fast combo deck, because if that's the case, then we have like very little hope. All we have is the Brainstorm. Okay, basic island. Delver! Hey! Oh, hello, Delver, old friend. Okay, this makes me happy, but also very suspicious that this is like some sort of, maybe a deck that has Stifle in it. Mono blue. Like mono blue tempo or something. Nevertheless, I'm going to fetch an Underground Sea here and cast Consider. I suppose I could have cast or fetched a basic island, but we don't want another Dark Ritual. Let's see. There is a Doomsday, but no protection. I think we can do better than to just jam here We can find a discard spell or a counter spell. Let's get rid of the Thassa and... Or maybe it's the... No, let's get rid of Thassa and Undercity Sewers. And we can just like use a Doomsday as a 3 mana duress if we want to. Brainstorm, that's nice. This could be any sort of Delver. Just because it leads on basic island doesn't mean it's mono blue, but we'll see. Oh, it is Dimir. Let's see if we get Thoughtseize here. Oh, that would be kind of terrifying. Fuck me. That was not what the doctor ordered. And let's see if they daze this Brainstorm. I guess if they do, we can still, like, they can take either a Doomsday or whatever. They have 3 cards. Alright, let's put back Personal Tutor and Doomsday. And let's see what they want to take here. I think if you have Daze, maybe you daze that Brainstorm. I would at least be quite tempted to do so. They do take the Doomsday, okay. So I'm somewhat happy about that. But let's see here. If they, we have Personal Tutor one card down. So I'm going to cast Doomsday. If they force this, then I probably Brainstorm into the Personal Tutor and cast it. Okay, they Brainstorm. Brainstorm is done resolving. Okay, Doomsday resolved. I already made my land drop. What I can do is I can Edge of Autumn into a Duress, and then, like, if they have double days, that's terrible, but they would have used it there, right? No, I have 2 mana. So if they have double days, that's pretty bad. But if I then am all clear, I cast Brainstorm, I draw, like, Consider, LED, and Cycler. And then Thassa's Oracle is the bottom card. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then it's like LED, Cycler, Consider, and then Duress. Alright. How about you don't have any days? Okay, they concede. Alright, cool. Well, they did mulligan to 5. And we saw, like, what Delver still is able to do is, like, put you under pressure. It flipped immediately, and I ended up, like, having not a lot of leeway or wiggle room. Alright, we don't know if this is, like, a deck that plays on the graveyard, like, has Entomb Reanimate, but I'm guessing it won't since it has Delver. So what I want is, I want Duress, Defense Grid, and Thought Scour for Bowmasters. And then, what comes out? I guess, like, 1 Thassa can come out. Like, maybe 1 Petal. The Cabal Rituals. I think Daze. And then, like, a couple of forces can come out. Maybe actually all the forces need to come out. Yeah, hang on. That's how this plan works. Well, we can keep a Daze, and we can keep 1 Cabal Ritual. Yeah, I think this is reasonable. So we sit on 6 discard spells, 4 days, 3 defense grid. That's a lot of interaction. I'll keep this. It's actually probably best to not have Doomsday in your opening hand on the draw here. Yeah, because this happens. They could take my Brainstorm and Surgical it to get a nice little 2 for 2. Which isn't even that nice. I don't know. Yeah, I guess taking Thoughtseize also makes sense. Hey, Doomsday. Alright. I'm going to cast Ponder here. I could play Scared and sit on Brainstorm in case they have more Thoughtseize. This is nice. I think I'm just going to draw the C here, and then draw Dark Ritual. Brainstorm. Okay. So that means no Bowmasters. It does mean, ouch, if they find another Thoughtseize. I think if they do, I'll try to protect my hand with Daze, but I won't be too hopeful of that sort of working out. Well, they are making plays here. Ponder, okay. Ponder and 4 cards, and I have Daze with Doomsday next turn. That is very exciting. They shuffle. Okay. Alright. I mean, they could have force here. That's what they're going to need. Okay, that just resolved. Sweet. Okay, we want Cavern. We want Thassa. We want Duress. We might want like a land to fetch here. And let's actually make it an island here. I know I got burned by that earlier in the game, but that was when I had Bloodstained Myron and Floodstrand. And the reason I'm doing it is on the very, very off chance, but it has happened to me before, that our opponent Wastelands us, looks at our exile zone, realize that there are only 3 Underground Seas accounted for, and then Surgical the Underground Sea. And right now we're facing 0 pressure. Question is if 1 Duress is enough. Maybe like we want another one. Let's try this. We'll put Thassa on the bottom, or rather, Basic Island on the bottom, then Counter of Souls on top of Thassa, and then the 2 Duress. And I am going to cast Brainstorm right now, like before a potential Bowmasters can be cashed in. If they daze this, I think I daze back. Okay, they didn't daze. Alright, and I think I just put back... I don't know, it's tricky, right? Because... No, I think I just want to Duress them once next turn, so I'm going to put back both the Duresses. This makes my hand most impervious to discard spells right now. Alright. Also, dazing here is not free, because if I want to cast like the most spells I can between now and next, like and putting Thassa on the stack, then it's a little bit awkward. Okay, so they Wasteland an Underground Sea. And just pass turn. Now we can't cast Brainstorm anymore unless we do it instead of casting Duress. But I don't think I like that. I think I'm going to cast Duress here. Okay, they Force of Negation, pitch Force of Negation. So if they have another Wasteland here and Consign a Memory in hand, then they get us. And it will be because we put Basic Island into the pile and not. Makes me a little bit hopeful. I suppose I could Brainstorm in my upkeep here, if I want to. Like if they tap out, for instance. I don't imagine they will. Okay, there's another land. And they didn't shuffle, right. And there's no, I don't think at least that they are hiding Consign, because they have to assume that the game can end at any moment. And they know what they're drawing, so they didn't Thoughtseize this turn. So the question is, can I afford to wait here? If I lose this Duress, then it's like a disaster. But it's also pretty bad if they then find Consign between my turn now and my next turn. I think I'm going to pass. They didn't shuffle, so they draw the known card. Wonder what it is. Something like Ashiok would be terrible. Oh no. Not like this. Damn. And now we lose, I think, if they have Consign. Which would be why they would force pitch force last turn. Yeah. Damn. Yep, you take the Duress. I mean, that's also the only card that really does anything here. I would be shocked if they put a spell in the stack here. Alright, I'm going to like give them the chance to mess this up and play a removal spell on my Oracle here, but I will expect my opponent to know better than that, because that would let me daze the Consign that they would then only be able to play without Replicate. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to. Well, I mean, obviously, as it turned out, it would have been better for me to cast the Duress last turn, but if I then give them like a turn to find, like to cast a Ponder or maybe crack their fetch land, cast a Brainstorm, then it's real bad. They don't even need to replicate it here. Yeah. GG's. All right. Let's try and learn from that. It's funny. I remember doing like my Modern Horizons 3 review, or I think that was it, and I pretty grossly underestimated consignment memory. Like I was like, yeah, it's certainly, it's something that's going to be like a sideboard card here and there. And I still think like if Eldrazi hadn't blown up like it has, I don't think it would be seeing as much play. But yeah, let's keep this. And I think we just go turn one Ponder here. Off of basic island, get our basics underneath our feet. And then if they thought seize us, there's not an immediate, like, obvious take, I don't think. Um, yeah, I think I'd take the Brainstorm here next turn. Draw the second Dark Ritual. I'm almost tempted to, like, to fetch first, because I don't want to draw the second Daze. But I also want to be guaranteed a shuffle. So I could, like, waste a Dark Ritual here on a defense grid. But let's not do that. I think I'm just going to basic swamp duress. And we can daze if we need to. If they daze us, I think I just don't pay. Or rather, I don't like daze back, because then like that makes our daze better for the future, and it's a daze they don't have for defense grid. So if they thought seize me here, I probably daze, because I want to protect the defense grid. And they do. Alright. Let's see. They can daze again. Yeah, I don't think this trading of resources really favors us, but okay, I'm guessing that means they don't have second daze, which means I want to cast this defense grid right now, and it's probably going to draw out a force. Yep, force pitching force. So if they Thoughtseize me now, then I'm left with basically just mana. But then we are drawing live, because I'm not going to play like they have another force of will. They just like cast one, pitching one. But that could also mean they have more, that they would pitch a force, and that they just don't have, like, it's the worst blue card in their hand. They put Underground Sea into the graveyard. Okay. So far, no Psychic Frog, no Bowmasters. That's really interesting. Oh, I draw Ponder. That's very good. 2 lands and a ritual. We will shuffle. Thought Scour. Okay. I think I cast Consider right now. Another Dark Ritual. Let's put that into the graveyard. Yikes. Okay. All right. There was a Wasteland. I kind of figured that that might be in their hand, because I had not given them the target for like all of these turns. Okay. So they pass with 2 open mana. That could mean Bowmasters. Meanwhile, I keep drawing bangers here. Thassa's Oracle. Okay. Guessing that means no Bowmasters. I really hate Thought Scour. Okay, there's a Delver. The race is finally on. 3 cards in hand. Do I respect another force? I mean, alright, I'm gonna fetch Undercity Sewers. Big, long, huge pause on this fetch land. Don't know if that means they were playing Stifle this whole time, or what. Okay. Maybe they would just looked away from their computer monitor. Okay, I'm not gonna use Thought Scour right now. I'll just take a draw. Personal tutor. Okay. Well, let's so we could cast Doomsday right now, put it on the stack, but I don't know that that's wise. I'm also very conscious that I'm sitting on Thassa's Oracle, the only win condition in my deck. And if I resolve Doomsday and then they Thoughtseize me, that's bad times for everyone. Yeah, drawing the Thassa is actually super awkward. We can, if they reveal something we don't want them to draw, we can Thought Scour them right now. Like if they reveal, I don't know, Thoughtseize, but they don't. I wonder if they fetch here. If they don't fetch and they didn't reveal, then I think it's either a Wasteland or Bowmasters or like something like a Null Rod. I don't know. They're taking their draw step. I think I will Thought Scour them then. This means I draw Doomsday, which is on top of my deck, and it means that if they have Thoughtseize, then it's bad times all around. They're paying cost for something. Surgical extraction on my duress. Okay, I think that means I have to cycle Edge of Autumn to draw my Doomsday. So that's going to work. I'm going to lose all my duresses, which means if I want to get rid of a thing in their hand, Consign a memory, I'm going to need to cast Thoughtseize, which is going to cost me 2 life. Okay, I get a fresh draw here from my Thought Scour, but they also get like just a random draw. Okay, they exiled 4 dresses. Okay, 2 wastelands. All right, and I draw a useless another personal tutor. So a lot can go wrong here. What's my best draw? Maybe like defense grid, polluted delta. Oh man. Let's say I'm at 7 and they flip Delver. Then I'm at 4. I untap. I draw like defense grid. Okay. So I have to fetch now because if I wait until after, then that actually cuts a turn off the clock. They might also just have Force of Will or Force of Negation here. I mean, in which case drawing this personal tutor might not be the worst. Okay. Well, they're fetching. Guess it's hard cast Force of Negation. Would be my guess here. Alright. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna cast Personal Tutor, getting another Doomsday, but I'm in no ability to cast it right now. I could also have hard cast Thassa's Oracle, but then we have the problem that I actually need them to kill my Thassa because I have no way of getting it out of play. Let's see here. Big no flip. Okay, cool. They choose to draw it anyways. Is it the what would that be, the 4th Wasteland? Or another... Oh, it's Psychic Frog, yeah. That kind of makes sense. Alright. Draw the Doomsday. We are running out of time, though. I don't think I'm going to win this. I think I need to draw Brainstorm, and then Brainstorm needs to save me. Another non-flip? Wow. I mean, let's say right now, just for fun, that I just top deck a land. They're going to attack me right now. Let's say they don't pump Frog. I'll be at 11. Say it's a fetch land. So I'll be at 10, then I'm at 5. They played the land. Maybe that means hardcast Force. It has to, right? Or they should have saved the land in their hand for the frog. Okay, we drew a Brainstorm. Very happy with that. How does this work? How does this work? Maybe they want to ensure that they flip. I think I actually am going to... Oh, this is so tense. Can I win, like, right now? I cannot. The cards in my hand, that's just not possible. Because I will have no blue mana available, so even if I cycle Street Wraith into Brainstorm, that doesn't work. I think, actually, the move here is to put back Thassa's Oracle and Street Wraith. Hope I don't get Thoughtseize. Hope they don't have Force of Will, and then take it from there. Okay, let's see here. Okay, they find. Oh, and they flip with Thoughtseize. Okay, I'm just gonna concede. Damn. GG's opponent. That was close. All right, the trophy dream is on. Is gone, not on. Let's go for round number 5. All right, on the play for the final round. I think I'm gonna mulligan this hand. No cantrips, no business. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep this. And I will bottom the Thassa's Oracle. And then I'm going to just make a land drop and say go. And I can get my Surreal action going on. It's a wasteland. Okay, maybe I won't be that way. Actually, maybe I will. I have the 2 other lands. Underground Sea means I can't play around wasteland anyways. So, I mean, if they want to set us both back a land drop here, I'd at least get a Surveil for my money. Cantrip would be nice. Oh, Jesus, didn't I just shuffle that away? Okay. Thassa's Oracle into the graveyard. Hope they can't. I guess I have to. Never mind. And I think I'll cycle Street Wraith. Get a Cabal Red. That's nice. I'll cast Personal Tutor. And let's go. So what flavor of Wasteland deck is this? It's the Eldrazi flavor. Okay. Gotta say, I feel pretty good about putting Doomsday on the stack here with them not having anything on board. So what I think I will do is just cycle it up here. I'll only take one edge and 2 Street Wraith, the Thassa, and then a land to fetch. And then I will just stop. Like, if they just don't do anything here, but make a land drop and say go, then this pile beats the command, because then we can float our fetch land, and then leave Underground Sea as the final card in the deck. And then if they want to exile Thassa, then we fetch. And if they want, like, us drawing a card doesn't work. It even works if we have to daze here, or if they wasteland us again. I guess no, it doesn't. Never mind. What am I saying? Then I have to fetch. Okay. Cavern of Souls. Cavern it up, baby. Triple Spirit Guide into Sowing Microspawn. Okay. Chalice of the Void on 0. That's fine. Kozilek's command costs, like, this can pay 2 to cast that, I believe, because it's a tribal Eldrazi, so. Alright, we shall draw the Thassa. And then we'll play the Polluted Delta. I guess, like, because of the days, it, like, we have extra safety, but yeah. Alright, and they concede. Sweet, sweet. Yeah, like last time, I think we want Jace and I guess some number of Force of Negation. Do we cut the 4 days? Is that it? Or like 3 days and a Thassa's Oracle? Yeah, this seems reasonable. Keep in all the velocity. Ooh, this is a tempting hand, but I don't actually think I can keep this. So I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, keep this. Bottom one of the personal tutors. Hope they don't have exactly Chalice, for one. And if they do, we still have a potential turn 3 Doomsday. But obviously, turn 3 and turn 1 are worlds apart. Oh, it looks like they have the Chalice. Yep. That is, you can always tell on Magic Online when someone is paying for X, because like the casting cost goes away incrementally. Oh, would you look at that? 1 turn too late. I'm gonna just pass here, I think. But now, like, I don't know, another like Eldrazi Temple into Thought-Knot Seer is like the stuff of nightmares. What's this? Secluded Courtyard. Eldrazi Repurposer. When you cast a spell and when it dies, create a spawn. Right, okay. Seems like it could have been worse for us. But it is like a 3 power thing. No, not another personal tutor, thank you. Cabal Ritual. Oh, okay. And let's pass. So I will drop to 16, effectively 15 with Scalding Tarn. So that can become 13 if I cycle the Street Wraith. So we are running out of time quickly here. Alright, let's just take our draw step. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna cycle this. No! Okay, I don't think we can win now. Man, Chalice of the Void. Such a party pooper. What's this 4 mana? Probably the command. I think I probably just counter that. I wish it was on their turn so that I could use Force of Negation, but I don't think I want them to have a Super Scribe plus draw card plus like create a million things. Yeah, but I mean this is the end game for them. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna concede. We don't need we don't want the game to go beyond like turn 3, I don't think. And turn 3 is like for it to end there is like we have to put Doomsday on the stack by turn like on turn 1 or 2. So that's the ideal scenario. Maybe like a second daze or even 2 dazes over 2 of the 3 force negations on the play here. Yeah. Like daze clipping a creature that's not been cast through a counter, Cavern of Souls is pretty big. And on the being on the play, like the need to have turn 0 interaction is less critical because we get to like cast spells. Okay. I am going to keep this, and I'm almost tempted to not even Thoughtseize here because I don't believe they can get a turn 1 like Thought-Knot Seer, and we can play out the LED, and then with Street Wraith, if this Surveil land finds us action, finds us another land basically, then we don't even care about Chalice for 1. Meanwhile, they reveal the Devourer of Destiny. 3 cards were exiled. Dismember. Interesting. Yeah, I guess like most people assume Doomsday is playing creatures like frogs and whatnot. I don't know. Okay, Secluded Courtyard. Okay, here is Lotus Petal. Is this another Chalice? Shock. Okay, I'm gonna fetch for Undercity Sewers here. See if I can get lucky with the land, and we do. Okay, you can have Chalice then. Okay, I think the only thing that beats us here now is Mindbreak Trap. We could even like do it with Jace. I don't think it matters, but we could. So why don't we? Just to go out on a nice. I think that they play into the same thing and play around the same things as well. I don't think it matters. Okay, so Thassa's Oracle still, you know, Jace, and then we will cycle Street Wraith, crack LED for blue, draw Edge of Autumn, draw Edge of Autumn, and where do we want? How do we want to go about it? We can. So okay, so we cycle into Edge into Jace, or even just cycle like Street Wraith into Jace, activate Jace, bin. No, let's just go for the kill right now. So I guess it's all fine here. So once Jace enters, we need there to only be 2 cards in the deck to win on the spot or to have a cycler in hand. So is there a way we can get to keep both the cycler and Thassa? I don't think there is. All right, let's just go like this. Sack or cycle Street Wraith, crack for blue. Cycle another Street Wraith. Cycle Edge of Autumn. Cast Jason. And target myself. And we win. Hey, how about that? Alright, a nice 4-1. We did lose to the only blue deck we faced. I guess there was the 8 cast painter deck. I'm really happy we beat that, by the way. But yeah, I feel like it's not my strongest suit to play these really fast lists. I would like to improve in that. And I don't know, like I'm not sure defense grid really, like, it didn't pull up any trees in this league. It didn't state its case over Vexing Bauble necessarily, but we also didn't really like play against any any blue decks other than Dimir Tempo, where I think already conceded that I think Vexing Bauble is very good versus exactly Dimir Tempo, and there is a lot of Dimir Tempo right now, so maybe that just is what we're supposed to be doing. But I did think the deck performed very well. I have to say it kind of pulled me through some of my pretty egregious misplays. Let's not go over them again right now. um, but yeah, I think I think this or something like it. Maybe you want like 5 or 6 cyclers, and you'll find things to cut. Maybe if you replace the defense grids and like a fourth card with 4 baubles in the sideboard, you don't want 3 petal 4 days. You want maybe 2 petal 3 days or something like that to ease the tension of zero cost spells in your deck and Vexing Bauble. But yeah, that's something to consider. All right, so yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please go ahead and do all the YouTube stuff. It really helps and makes it worthwhile. You know, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And I will be back with some more Legacy.